Samsung S95C. You will always be update free. Firmware on the way via Wi-Fi or LAN. And all I can say is no thanks, man. No thanks. So happy I could cry because 2000 nits is mine. But that is why you were staying offline. Offline. Hashtag stay offline.
I've seen things most people wouldn't believe.
Wow, this is beautiful. 2000 nits, 77 inches, gorgeous. Absolutely. Samsung home run. Hello? Yeah, I just got it. I have a video going up right now. QD-OLED TV of the year. It's so bright. Yeah. 2000 nits, nothing is going to be able to stop this. Nothing. Updates. No, I didn't hear anything about any updates. No, nothing. Am I going to I mean, probably, oh, my router. Router is on fire right now. Router. Hardline it. LAN. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and, outage. Complete outage. Can you believe that? I know. Will you update yours and let me know how it goes? You believe that? An outage. Crazy. Yeah, enjoy, man. Let me know. All right, them updates. Gotta love them. But yeah, I got 2000 now. All right. I'll talk to you. Take care. Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Brian. This is Tech Therapy. Thank you so much for joining me today. The topic is firmware updates for the new Samsung S95C 77-inch QD-OLED, which surprisingly dropped early. If you were lucky enough to have a pre-order and you were by a Best Buy warehouse, you were able to pick it up, take it home, and much like last year's S95B, it is bold, vibrant, beautiful, bright, and actually very accurate outside the box. But the topic of conversation today will actually be about firmware updates, how it affected the S95B last year, and whether you should update your S95C this year or not. It might seem absurd to do a firmware update video before any firmware updates are actually released. I promise you there will be some arriving. The day one update may already be out. The S95C was released early, much like last year's S95B. Last year's S95B was the third major TV released in the US, at least behind the C2, G2. It was supposed to be released at the end of the year, if not the beginning of the year, which would be 2023 right now. Instead, we're talking about the 77-inch version. Think about that for a second. What Samsung did last year. Third TV out, took the world by storm. Very bright, no heatsink. Came out before the A95K Sony Master Series, which released much later in the summer, so way later in the year. And here we are now with the second version of it in 2023. Now, what happened last year is, again, it was the great disruptor of the TV world. The reason why I want to do this video for you guys today is it caused absolute chaos last year on many levels. Chaos for retailers, chaos for people that own the panel, chaos for those of us that are YouTubers and or influencers, for publications, for forums. It created an absolute war that only hurt the customer. And that's why I'm concerned about making this video now. You might be laughing as I make the video, but the reality is a lot of people were very hurt last year. More importantly, the state of mind was actually disrupted. This channel is called Tech Therapy after all, and the state of mind is my main concern. Now, what do I mean by state of mind? It was the buyer. It was those that had already bought the TV that updated without knowing it. It was those that did buy it and then say to themselves, oh, it was updated? Did it change? Which one do I have? Which firmware update do I have? Now, quickly, for the firmware updates, I'm not sure the numbers. There were so many of them. But where the confusion and the war came in was a lot of us reporting on it, whether it was publications, influencers, users that were making videos were saying, no, it's exactly the same. Others are saying, oh my God, it was absolutely crippled. It was nerfed. And it created this, you're a Samsung show, you're a hater, and it created all of this war, which is fine for us online. We're used to that. And we have no skin in the game in terms of them being our personal panels, at least not many of us. So we just kind of were stumped on our recommendations. For me, the C2 and G2 were fantastic. Then the S95B launches. It's cheaper, no heatsink. It's everywhere, it's nowhere. And then you had people that loved it, and then people reporting, oh my God, it's nowhere near the same. Now, with the first couple updates, I didn't notice a massive difference. But I will tell you that when I filmed, when I saw my initial videos of it, and then I put it up against last year's A80K from Sony, though it still did amazing, it wasn't the same panel. It had changed. Then there was the arguments of this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. This dude doesn't know this. This person doesn't know that. And whether I take offense to that isn't important. I don't actually care. It's those of you that watch each video and didn't know what to buy. Buyer's remorse to me is so important. Fear of missing out is an impulse. It's something you can control or not. Once you buy, your money is spent. Your return window closes. Then you don't know who to listen to. Then you're going back to older videos saying, well, this guy said it's amazing. When was that video? What firmware update is this? I can tell you because I made a lot of those videos last year, and in the comments, there's a ton of, hey, Bri, which firmware update is this? This guy said that. It caused war among channels. Some were saying it was this, and some were saying it was that. And what's interesting about technology, it's not new, whether it's GPUs or video games, is people get very guarded by their purchases. All of a sudden, they're saying, nope, it's exactly the same. This guy said it was measured here. If you didn't have equipment, you were just going by what the last person said. More importantly, it just caused pain for many people. The perception is truth. So some of them, or some people that had them, didn't even have the panels before and said, oh, I wish I had the one you had. And it just caused a lot of problems and pain. And though the panel is still amazing, the S95B TV panel display, those of you that are still happy with it, is still excellent. It is an excellent TV. Except some of you are thinking, wow, if I only had it before. Then there's rumors of burn-in from the other TVs. People saw it in store. I have never seen an S95B burn-in myself, but we had all of that chaos. By the time the year had concluded, I went back to the C2 being my most, it was my most recommended TV. It was just more consistent. There were no ups and downs. The S95B was an absolute roller coaster. Hence the reason I make this video. Now, was it crippled? Was it nerfed? Was it nefarious? Samsung does do this with their TVs. They will add variable refresh rate, but they will take away local dimming on LEDs. They did that with the Q90R. They will push through updates, which is why in the spoof you saw me cutting the LAN cable. Putting in your TV to not take firmware updates, they will still go through. It does happen. It has happened to me in the past. You must take it offline, which is a hard sell for anybody with a brand new TV. Many of you have your TVs for the smart features that come with it. More importantly, updates do provide fixes. They do provide better features. They will add things later. Say it's 144 hertz or ultra widescreen support. They added those things after. You would have to update to get that. So it's not as simple as not updating it. Also, if you have an issue with your TV and you call Samsung and say to them, hey, I have a dead pixel, or I think something is wrong, I have dirty screen effect, they will make you update it before they either work out a warranty or come fix your TV. The first thing they will say to you is it up to date? Now, is this nefarious? I don't think so. I don't think there's a conspiracy where they're trying to hurt your TV. I do think engineers know what they know and need to fix what they fix. We know that in gaming, sometimes they break things when they fix things. So, should you update? And do I think it's nefarious? I don't. I just think that for me, I think the S95B was raw. We know from Samsung Displays, Chirag, and the rest of that team, shout out to those guys, that their TV, the one they built, the QD display, is capable of amazing things. It is up to Sony and Samsung to implement their safeguards, which Sony has their heatsink. The A95K is not as bright. The S95B was extremely bright. If it was pulled back for the health of that TV, you can't fault them for that. I'd rather have my TV last, and many of you still have the S95B in its raw form. If you do, let me know in the comments if you have the TV, what updates you've had, where you are with the journey of the S95B. So for me, I joked in the skit that I would not be updating, no way, and I stand by that. I would not update it until it is reviewed thoroughly from a source that you trust. Now, that's not easy, though. You can have a reviewer that gets the TV later, right? So you have all these guys that have it early. I'll see it in a few days. That group has already measured it and seen it. You have people in the forums that have measured it. By the time somebody in the UK or other publications get it, by the time I see it, it may be different. You see the issue. You also may come across a user who loves the TV, who swears it hasn't changed. So I would wait from somebody you trust, whether it's a publication. Don't trust me because I'm not updating one. I won't update it, but I'm okay not using the smart features. I'm okay seeing it raw. I will have it measured. I'll know exactly what I'm dealing with. But for those of you, this isn't here to scare you. Just to be careful, if you're buying the TV, I would simply take it offline. No LAN, no Wi-Fi. Use your Apple TV, your Fire Stick, whatever, and enjoy it in all its glory. Then once these updates come out, find a few sources that you trust, whether it's much larger publications like Ratings, Artings, Ratings and Artings are the same. Vincent, HDTV Tests, Caleb, if those are the bigger guys that you trust, and then some of the others, myself, whoever, cross-check that. If it feels like it's safe, then go ahead and update it. But until then, I would not. It's just too chaotic, and there's way too many opinions, including mine. But my opinion is only the one trying to look out for you. I do not want this to become a problem. Many people buy one TV every 4 or 5 years. Quick thing about influencers and YouTubers or publications, they don't have much skin in the game. Typically, they don't own their TVs, or those TVs get returned. So they're going to update them. That's why in the skit, I made the joke. Yeah, man, you go ahead. You update it. Those that keep the TVs, it's easy to be, I'll say this before I sign out. It's easy to be cavalier about it when it's not your TV. It's easy to say, yeah, man, go ahead, update it, or don't update it. I'm not the one who has your TV. I will have something different next year. I'm always going to be with different TVs, and I'll be switching things in and out. So for me to make that recommendation to say, yeah, just update it, or to have someone else do it, that's not real responsible. I would wait until it's somebody you really trust, and if you really need to update it, or you feel like you have to, or there's a feature that you need, meaning go through the update with whoever you're watching or whatever publication you're reading, go through, and if there's some things that you need, maybe Dolby Vision, that would be nice, or if there's a feature that you need, update it. If not, I would simply keep it offline. I'm not saying that Samsung Electronics is doing this to hurt the TV or to cripple it. I don't think the QD-OLED, I did a video on calling it a decoy. I don't think the QD-OLED is a priority for them. I don't think they would hurt it on purpose. I think they're protecting it. However, if you want it raw and at 2000 nits, for now, I wouldn't update it until you have clarification that it's safe. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hopefully I didn't freak you out, but this is coming off the absolute battle of last year. Quickly, last year, it would have been the TV of the year easily. By the end of the year, the C2, the first TV that I reviewed, was the one I recommended, meaning Something slow and steady was something I recommended versus something that was high, low, high, low, high, low. I don't want you on that roller coaster. I want you to buy confidently, and more importantly, I want you to enjoy every second of your purchase and to be totally relaxed, enjoying all the content in your free time. I'm Brian. This is Tech Therapy. Thank you so much for watching. Please consider liking and subscribing. I will see you in the comments. Love you guys.
I belong to nobody!